Hi guys, Wayne's Butler here. Well, the new Goblin came in today. I was a little bit shocked. I just actually ordered this last week and I got it off of eBay like I was telling you, and I was a little apprehensive. The guy wasn't a power seller, so I thought I'd have to probably wait a month for this, but it came in a week. I'm impressed. But anyway, let's get on with this little bit of an overview. Now, I gotta tell you, this new Goblin was definitely the best analogy I could probably come up with. It was an unplanned pregnancy, because I had really no intentions of really getting this figure. It was just, I was on eBay one night, and like I was telling you in my last video, and I bid $130, which isn't a really low price, but it's pretty low for any figure. And I really didn't. And I had a bunch of eBay bucks I needed to get rid of, so I didn't really think I was going to get it. But like I said, in the morning I had to pay for the fucking thing. But so that's that. I guess I gotta watch, guys. When I'm on eBay, I guess I better start wearing a condom, because I'm gonna end up with some more of these unexpected kids if I don't watch myself. That's that's kind of like how I look at my figures. I don't have any kids, so I worship all these like they were. Anyways, as you can see, we got a number of things going on here. We'll start over to my favorite side, the left side. We got Spider-Man here. You've seen that in my last video. There's a lot of reviews out there. I got it kind of in a semi-dynamic pose. I usually just pose my figures once, guys, and I usually put them in a showcase or whatever, and I usually don't touch them again. I usually start thinking about my next figure. So I don't really like putting the figures in any type of a pose that's going to really stress a suit out over a long time. And I guess most importantly, what you see it sitting on here is a little bit of a diorama, and you're probably thinking, well, what the hell, I thought you weren't doing dioramas. Well, I am. My bat cave is not turning out exactly the way I want. I'm going to get it looking alright, guys, so that was going to be a little bit delayed. But in the meantime, I wasn't just sitting on my ass. I knew this Goblin figure was coming. I thought, geez, I'm going to be displaying this Spider-Man in a showcase, so I made this diorama to fit inside it. It's basically a representation of Harry Osborn's penthouse. If you remember the movie, it's out on the balcony. It was a combination of concrete formed pieces and red brick. And the Spider-Man is a wall crawler, so I figured, well, a wall would be a simple but an appropriate diorama. It looks pretty good in the case. I'm quite impressed with it. It actually looks better in person, obviously, because of the three-dimensionalness in the foam. I used 1-inch foam all the way around to build this. I'll put it together in probably about a day. All the mortar joints are all cracked, and they're a little bit chipped, and it's dusted a little bit. Like he said, this camera's not really going to show all the subtleties of it. But, soak that in. Like I said, I haven't been sitting on my ass. I've been doing something, some kind of dioramas. But anyway, let's get over to here to the show here. The Harry Osborn. Now, I don't know how it's going to turn out here. I've got black on black. And as you God knows, my camera's not the best. So anyways, we'll get into this figure. What has made this figure so popular, obviously, is this James Franco head sculpt, as you can see here in the back. I'll zoom in here in a minute. That's probably what makes this figure so popular. Now, fortunate for me and a lot of people that are buying this figure isn't real popular. Now, a lot of guys out there have told me that they're not interested in this figure, and I wasn't either initially. And a lot of you just still may not want to get this figure, and that's fine. But I'm glad a lot of people don't like the figure, because they've made it unpopular, and a lot of people are lowering their prices. You can still get this for $152 at a lot of places out there, which is reasonably cheap for a figure, considering this thing comes with a ton of detail and lots of accessories, in my opinion. And a lot of people who have this figure, there's probably about 3 or 4 reviews out there right now, are going to display the figure with the James Franco head sculpt, and that's a cool look. But I think it's kind of a waste, in my opinion. Then you got this other head sculpt that you really have no use for at all. So I'm going to be displaying it the way you see here. That way, with the James Franco head sculpt off, you can. There's a ton of customs you can make. You could do the 127 hours. You could You know, he was in a numerous amount of different clothing in all 3 movies. So I mean, customs are endless for the James Franco head sculpt, and I think it's the better use of it. And have it, as you can see, have it sitting on that TTL suit I was talking about in my last video. Like I said, now that I got the head sculpt on here, it looks like shit. I'm going to zoom in here and show you what I mean. That wasn't on purpose, guys. Anyways, let me just turn this damn thing around so you can see his head. It's awesome head sculpt. Awesome head sculpt. I think everybody out there will agree. I mean, it's you know, Hot Toys, you know, not their best on that list though. Definitely on the list of their best. Top 5, I would think. And it's just a shit suit here I was telling you about. You can see it's too short. It just doesn't hang on the body right. There's wrinkling in the wrong places, and you know, I don't really like it. So this is just kind of temporary, just so you guys can see the head sculpt. And while we're zoomed in here, we'll zoom in over here to the Goblin. Now this head sculpt here, it's very accurate. It's very, well, sort of accurate. The human part of it's, you know, exactly like the regular head sculpt. The mask is accurate, but it doesn't have the carbon fiber pattern on it like in the movie, which kind of takes away from a little bit because they try to recreate it in some of the other body parts. And we'll zoom down here. You know, on this infamous sky stick, you know, it lights up. You know, all that kind of stuff. Again, it's got superb detail, and you got the ski boots on here again, superb detail. The tailoring on this suit is stunning. You know, it's very, very good. It's made out of a kind of a nylon material. And, you know, it's green on black. Again, I mean, even if you don't like the figure, I mean, buying the figure just for kit bashing is, you know, kind of the way to go. And let me just zoom back out here. I'm going to just give you a bit of a spin around. So we'll spin the figure around here a little bit. On the back here you can see the sheath for the sword. I guess in the movie they're called ionic swords. There's actually 3 lengths. If you remember in the movie, there's 3 of them sitting in a rack. The short one is down here at the side, and you got the long one in the back. And you got the really long one that he's holding. Then you got these gauntlets with the blades on here that they collapse. Very, very good detail. Very impressed. Very impressed indeed. I mean, this whole figure is really quite awesome, guys. It's really quite awesome. You know, for any die-hard Spider-Man fans, this is really a must-have. You know, it's a figure you gotta get. In my opinion, anyways. Like I say, a lot of you guys probably still won't get it, and that's fine, but, you know, there's really not a lot more you can say about this. There's a few reviews out there. I think Roscoe did one that's probably one of the better ones. He's got a really good camera, and he gives you a lot of close-up stuff of all the components and everything. So, you know, check his review out. I mean, the detail on this is just stunning. You know, just stunning. Absolutely love it. I'm not a big fan of this plexiglass rod. It's a little flimsy. I've never liked it right from day one, even in the Iron Man ones. It doesn't look so bad on a black suit, but you know, I may or may not display it exactly like this, but you know, there's your James Franco. I think you guys should go out and get one. Now, I guess the other topic that I want to touch on is obviously the topic that everybody's been kind of talking about the last few days, is the whole Hot Toys thing. Now, my opinion on the whole thing, guys, I mean, I think we all need to kind of stand back, take a deep breath, zip up our wallets, and think about what we're doing. Now, I know a lot of you guys will disagree with what I'm about to say, and maybe I'm wrong, but, you know, I spend a lot of time on YouTube, guys, and I watch and listen to you guys very, very carefully, and I mean, we're all in the same boat. You know, we're all in the same boat, and trust me, guys, I'm just like you. You know, we're in an overloaded boat with no life preservers, and we're just a little bit overwhelmed. You know, we don't need to get every figure that's coming out. Now, again, a lot of you guys will disagree, and a lot of guys aren't getting every figure. But we're getting a lot of figures this year. I mean, we need to kind of stand back, take a breath, and wait for next year. You know, myself, I can only afford the Captain America, and that's really the only other figure that's coming this year. And like I say, this unplanned pregnancy thing here, I mean, that's about it. You know, I've been looking at that Superman, but you know, my heart tells me if I buy that, it's going to be an impulse buy. As fantastic as that figure is, because it's absolutely a fantastic figure. I've had my finger on the buy now button or add to cart button a few times. And, you know, but I mean, that's what we got to do. Next year there's going to be some great figures coming out. Hot Toys is going to be coming out with some great figures. There's going to be other companies that are going to be coming out with great figures. So I mean, we all need to kind of just stand back, save our money up for a few months, just kind of, you know, save up for next year. But don't bail on Hot Toys, guys. I mean, I know all about addiction, and I mean, that's what Hot Toys is. I mean, Hot Toys is an addiction, just like any other drug addiction. You know, ask a crack addict. You know, there's no way a crack addict can wake up tomorrow morning and say, well, I'm not going to smoke crack anymore. It's not going to happen. You know, this is a powerful addiction, and you know, it's a fantastic hobby, and we all love it. You know, you can justify how we, you know, buy our figures and stuff any way you want, guys. But you know, I'm just saying, just stand back, don't bail on Hot Toys, because they're a fantastic company that make highly detailed figures, and we wouldn't have the collection we have right now if it wasn't for, you know, the quality that Hot Toys puts out. And the stuff's just getting better. You know, a lot of you guys are going to say that you're bailing, but I guarantee you, I'm going to be seeing reviews from you doing Hot Toys next year. Guarantee it. And as far as the other thing is the whole quarter scale stuff. Now that's a whole other topic unto itself. Now I'm not going to bail on 1/6 stuff, because the stuff's easy to buy, easy to display, easier to make dioramas for, I can tell you that. Imagine quarter scale dioramas. But there's one thing that does intrigue me. Now, if they make a quarter scale Batman, I tell you, the thought of a quarter scale Batman gives me an erection. Now, okay guys, you know, that's probably an inappropriate thing to say. You know, there's probably young ones listening, and some ladies probably listening too, but when it comes to a quarter scale Batman, well, I'm tweaking my nipples, I can tell you that. Anyways guys, that's my thoughts for today. This is your new Goblin figure. Spider-Man's got a partner. And that's the end of the road for this one. Williams Butler signing off. Peace and love to all.